Well, today we're going to try and get up to Mount Albert Edward. It's not too far distance-wise, but the elevation change is probably about 800 meters from where we're at now. Over maybe about 5 kilometers. Out and back, don't remember, but it could take 5 or 6 or so hours. I feel creaky, so we'll see how it goes. Morning on at Circlet, and we're going to be getting up to that ridge. Initially, that's, I believe, about 400 meters up, and then there'll be another 400 meters along the way. Beautiful morning, though. Hopefully it stays like that, and I feel okay when I get back. Well, here are some of the markers along the way. The plan is to maybe get to Mount Albert Edward, but I'm not overly concerned if I don't. We'll see how far and how I feel, but at a minimum I'll show you some of the sights along the way. We're the turnoff to Moat going over that way, and us going straight forward. Moat has an interesting lake. There's a cabin right near the shore, but in the lake itself. That's why they call it Moat Lake. Surrounded by mountains. It's quite nice location, and it's private. Some historical remnant from before this was a park, so you can camp there, or rather you can contact the owners and you can stay there in their hut. I've never done it. I don't know any comment about how good it is or anything, but the area is quite nice. I don't think we're going to have time to get over there today, but we'll see. We're in the calm before the storm. I'm going to start a pretty big set of inclines soon. I don't know exactly when, but when we hit them, it's hands over, feet scramble in some sections. Depending on how much water there is, it does get muddy as well, so it's not the fun section for sure, but once you do that, and after a while you're on the ridge, and the views are great. Water is more limited, but the views are great. So let us continue on this trek. First scramble, always up. People coming down already. Street. It must have started pretty early. There's a few sections like this one where they just really boost you up elevation wise in a short stint. Not enjoyable, but probably necessary. There's Circlet from where we started. You can barely make it probably on the camera now. Hopefully we'll have a successful return. For now though, we're going to keep climbing. while. Just passed a couple guys who are coming down from the top. They started at 4 this morning, so it's got to be almost 10 now. So yeah, 6 hours. Looks like they saw the sunrise, which was nice, I guess, which I've never done. But yeah, plan for 6 hours, back by 3. And I think we're done with this first height increase. And we're gonna flat for a short bit, and then we'll have a few more. That'll show you some views along the way. Strange to think that bridge line was so far away before. Now it's pretty close. Well, here's the first set of markers. I'm gonna follow up on that ridge line. Just a view of where we've come from. Doesn't look so bad, does it? We still have another 400 meters of elevation change if we're going to get all the way up there. It's basically following the ridge line at this point. Mount Jutland was as far as I was intending to go the last time I went. This time I'm thinking I'll push it further. Whether it's all the way to the top or not is another question, but certainly a little bit past it. I'm feeling okay, so might as well see how far I can push it, remembering that I still have the trek down tomorrow with a way too full pack. Alrighty, let's keep going. I'm realizing that one block for me to get up to the top actually might be, in my haste to get away, I forgot my windbreaker shell in the tent. It's gonna suck. I do have a fleece, but if it's windy, or especially if it rains or something, or even drizzles, that's not gonna be very much help. So I'll see how the weather goes and how the temperature goes. We have to climb another 350 meters. Temperature's going to drop a little bit. More importantly, the wind's going to pick up when you get more exposed. Right now it's not too bad, but I can start to feel the temperature change. A bit of wind chill. Anyways, my bad. Oh well, what can you do? There's Moat Lake, 2 kilometers from way back at Circlet. You can barely probably make out the cabin. It's a beautiful lake. There's a trail that goes around it. Starts over on the opposite side and then goes behind that mountain towards Castle Craig and then Mount Friend, and then eventually it connects to this trail where you can return or go up Albert Edward here. We haven't got to that turnoff yet. Well, so we're just on the ridgeline walking up towards Albert Edward, another 200 meters elevation. My watch says we're about 4.7 kilometers in. We're about 1,850 meters, so climb about 650 from Circlet. We're about 2 hours in, so taking okay time actually. On a safety bit, up here it looks like the conditions are actually fabulous. No clouds over the top, temperature is reasonable, no real wind to speak of. Knock on wood, but looks promising for completion. But even on a day like this, you should recognize that there's not always days like this, and it can change pretty quick. Whenever I go on a trip like this, I have my watch, of course, for the tracking there. But more importantly, I bring a Garmin InReach that's tracking along the way. Gives me satellite connectivity if I need to text out, because there is service up here, but it's blotchy and you never know where you may be if there's a problem. I also notify and let people know where I'm going to be, and the InReach sends out the OK messages along the way as well. So all for safety. Well, we never use it, but and I never have, fortunately. But if you do, you'll miss it. Not quite at the top yet, but still a nice view. Well, just getting to that stretch. Loose gravel, basically an incline, one step ahead of the other, and eventually you get to the top. Well, here we are on the top of Mount Albert Edward. It's only me up here right now, but there's a few more coming up the trail, that long last stretch. Yeah, I haven't been up here for a few years now, and it's tiring. Final stats, took just about 2 hours and 40 minutes to get up here from Circlet, and my watch is at least telling me it's a 950 meter elevation change. Beautiful up here. There's no clouds really, nothing around the peak at all. You can see the mountain ranges around us, even the Golden Hind, which is sitting behind me right now, but it's all very clear. Started Circlet fairly late, so just around, I guess, 9 or so. So expect to get back around 3. I'm looking forward to having some water and some food and swimming in that lake. I'm going to do a little bit more photography up here before I head back, and I will have some water up here too, and something to eat. But thank you for joining me on this journey. It's been good for me to get up here. I wasn't sure if I could still. It's been a while, but it's this worked out well. It's not even that windy, so I'm not feeling the need to put on anything over my shirt. Well, enjoy the views. And one day maybe you can get up here too. Cheers.